It makes me so mad when good, smart, competent, experienced people get ignored, skipped over for promotions at work, or don't get the contract in their business simply because they weren't the squeaky wheel. You know, as they say, the squeaky wheel gets the oil, or the person who is loudest and talks the most or asks for what they want, get it. This is really, truly how things work. And I wish someone had told me this earlier. I was so shy when I was in my 20s, but no more. And now I want to share what I've learned with you. 10 phrases that you can use in your next work meeting to speak up, to be seen, be heard, be recognized for the smart, capable person you are, and not get skipped over next time you have an opportunity for a promotion or to get that contract. I'm Gabby Wallace, creator here at Go Natural English, and this lesson is for you if you are a native speaker or learning English as a second language. You're in the right place. So if you've ever sat in a work meeting and weren't sure how to join the conversation, maybe other people in the meeting were really outspoken and kind of aggressive in the way they're talking, and you weren't sure how to butt in or barge into the conversation, then I'm here to help you. Tell me in the comments if this has ever happened, if you've ever felt unsure or not confident how to step in or speak up in a conversation. Like, I know at this level, if you're an intermediate or advanced English learner, or of course a native English speaker, you understand everything that people are saying, but you're just not sure how to enter that conversation. Like how to speak up quickly and in a way that makes you look good. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to enter any meeting conversation, even if other people are talking really fast and aggressively, how to share your opinion, how to agree or disagree politely without being rude, and how to stay calm even if you feel a bit stressed out or nervous in this kind of fast-paced meeting. Staying calm and sounding professional are really important in business English or work situations. So even if you feel flustered, don't let it get the best of you. Use these phrases that I'm going to share to help you to speak up in the best way. If you're learning English as a second language, you might have thoughts that are totally normal, like, what if I speak up and my grammar is wrong, if I make a mistake, or my accent is too strong? What if people don't understand me? These are totally normal thoughts, but let me share a new way of thinking with you, which is if you make a mistake in your grammar or your accent, at least you're trying. And trying is better than staying silent. I promise you. You might think that the absence of mistakes is better, but in that case, you're going to get ignored. You're going to get looked past. So the most important thing, especially in American work culture, is to speak up. And it's honestly not the person with the smartest comments. It's the loudest, most confident person who appears to be confident anyway, even if you don't feel confident, who gets what they want. And native speakers make mistakes all the time anyway. So I suggest that if you want to get ahead in work and improve your communication skills, make sure that you are trying, and making mistakes is something to celebrate because then we can learn from our mistakes. So just keep going and make sure that you use these phrases to at least get your foot in the door, so to speak. I love these idioms. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, get your foot in the door. At least to speak up, to start this habit, because it really is a habit to train your brain to speak up in English, to think in English. It's a habit to make sure that when you go into a work meeting or a situation where you're speaking with a group of colleagues and you need to speak up, you need to make a rule for yourself that in every one of these situations, you will speak up at least twice. And I'm going to share 2 really easy ways that you can speak up in any situation. So let's start with 3 frameworks: how to join a conversation, how to express your opinion, and how to summarize towards the end of the meeting. To join the conversation, we have a couple of phrases. To express your opinion, I have a couple of phrases for you. And to summarize, I have a couple of phrases. And then after these, we're going to practice the 10 phrases that I promised and have some pronunciation practice as well. Okay, so to join a meeting conversation, one easy phrase to start with is, can I jump in here? Jump in is a phrasal verb, which means to enter a conversation. So to add some point, can I jump in here? I'd like to share my experience. Or can I jump in here? I'd like to support that idea. Can I jump in here? Can you finish your own sentence? Tell me in the comments how you could complete the sentence. Can I jump in here? Okay, give me your own example in the comments. If you'd like to follow up on what someone else said, you could say, building on what so-and-so said, building on what Maria said, building on what John said, I'd like to express my support for that idea. I'd like to share my experience. I'd like to share another idea, and so on. Again, practice these in the comments. Let me tell you, it is not enough to simply listen to or watch this video. You need to practice what I'm sharing with you. So make sure that you're repeating after me as you watch this video to train your mouth and train your brain to say these phrases. And the next thing that you should be doing after you repeat after me is to actually create your own sentence examples with these phrases. So complete the phrases, make them complete sentences. It's okay if you make a mistake. That's how we learn. And put them in the comments. And if you are learning English at the intermediate and above level and want more speaking practice to improve your fluency, to improve your confidence, to help you to train your brain and your mouth to speak up in your next meeting or other English speaking situation, then you need to get on the waitlist, which has just opened for my English Insiders program. The new group starts soon. It's a 3-month-long program, and you can get on the waitlist now to know when the next group opens at gonaturalenglish.com/insiders. This is the English Insiders program that shares idioms, phrases, and how to communicate in a way that will help you get ahead at work and in your career using English. So I will see you on the waitlist at gonaturalenglish.com/insiders. Now let's get back to our phrases for this lesson. To express your experience or your opinion, say, from my experience. From my experience, it's really important to check the data and analytics behind each decision we're making. Again, the complete sentence is going to depend on your specific situation. Feel free to create your own example in the comments. From my experience, I believe we could improve by checking the data and analytics behind each decision. Again, make your own example in the comments. I believe we could improve by, bonus tip, you can benefit from using an attention-getting word or sound like, well, from my experience, or well, we could improve by, or in my experience, we could improve by. Generally, English teachers will tell you do not use filler words like or well. However, when you are trying to speak up, they are very, very practical. You can utilize these words to get people's attention before you start speaking. Otherwise, someone else may start speaking over you, or people may not put their full attention on you before you start saying your important, thoughtful point. So use these kinds of attention-grabbing words like well or sounds like to start your thought. Also, they buy you an extra second of time to think about what you're going to say, which I love. Now, another easy way to join a conversation in a meeting is to summarize the main points so far or at the end of the meeting. So you could say, so to recap the main points, so the next step would be, or if I understand correctly, the main points are, or if I understand correctly, the next step would be. Here's a little mini dialogue just to show these in action. We're behind schedule. If I may add something here, one reason for being behind schedule is the approval process. If we can shorten that process, then we would shorten the timeline and not be behind schedule. So to recap, we need to shorten the approval process. To dive deeper into these phrases and give you a few more for a total of 10 plus phrases to help you speak up in business meetings, we have, can I add something here? Or I'd like to add something to that. Or can I offer another perspective? Sales have really dropped. People are not interested in our products anymore. Can I offer another perspective? We stopped ad spend, and that is a big source of our leads. Probably the easiest way to speak up in a meeting is to agree strategically. So if you like something that your colleague said, make sure to capitalize on that to speak up and be seen yourself. That's a great point. I completely agree. I think you're absolutely right about that. Remember that you can shorten any of these phrases to just the key words like great point or you're absolutely right. We should invest more in training. I completely agree. Investing in training always pays off in the long run. If you want to disagree politely, you could say, that's an interesting point. I can see what you're saying, but I have to disagree. Or, but I see it a little differently. Or, could I suggest an alternative point of view? Or, that's interesting, but my data suggests something different. Remember, your tone is super important in sounding professional and not sarcastic or combative. We need to cut our marketing spend. I see it a little differently. Our ads actually drive most of our sales. Another super easy way to join a meeting conversation is to ask questions, especially clarifying questions. So this is great if you're feeling a little bit confused, or honestly, if you're understanding everything and you just want to participate, you just want to speak up. Can we clarify that before we move on to the next point? Can we circle back to that point in a little bit? You can also help to wrap up the meeting, summarizing the main points. So to summarize, the next steps are, okay, we're doing great here. There are some common mistakes that I want to help you avoid before you even make them. Remember when you're saying these phrases that stress is very important. So if you say a phrase like, I see it differently, it is more powerful if you stress the word differently because it is a key word. I see it a little differently. And you can make use of a slight pause for drama, for emphasis. And this can sound even more powerful. I see it a little differently. Do you see what we did there with the little pause and the stress? Try repeating that after me. I see it a little differently. Can I jump in for a moment? Stress, the preposition in this phrasal verb. Can I jump in for a minute? Can I jump in with something here? Quick quiz time. I am going to ask you to choose the best phrase for the situation. If you want to enter into a conversation, should you say, sorry, but, or can I jump in here for a moment? If you said, can I jump in here for a moment? You are correct. Sorry, but can sound a bit combative depending on how it's said. Like you're disagreeing, but it's not super polite depending on the tone. To summarize, should you say, well, that's it? Or to recap, the main points are, if you said to recap, the main points are, you're correct. To disagree politely, should you say, you're wrong? Or I see it a little bit differently. If you said, I see it a little bit differently, you are correct. Which one of these phrases are you going to try this week? Even if you don't have a business meeting coming up this week, you can practice these phrases right here in the comments with your own examples. And if you want to take things a step further for English fluency, remember to get on the English Insiders waitlist. It is open now to learn about the next cohort that is starting soon. You want to be part of the next group because English Insiders is only offered every 3 months. That means only 4 times a year. So don't miss your chance to join at gonaturaleNglish.com/insiders. Okay, now you have mastered these 10 phrases, right? But what if you need to negotiate? What if you need to not just disagree, but also prove your own point. You want to get your way or get your point across to win in the next negotiation. How do you do that? This is a quite advanced skill, even for native English speakers. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in the next lesson. So remember, new videos here on YouTube and the Go Natural English blog every Friday. So remember to subscribe and share this with a colleague who wants to improve their fluency as well. I'm so happy that you're here watching. You're doing a great job just being here, being a part of the Go Natural English community, improving your authentic English speaking today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.